break it to you, but summer is quickly approaching. And if you're like me, you want to look and feel your best before then. But getting in shape is not just about eating less or doing endless amounts of cardio. It's about training smart, eating well, and building sustainable habits that last. So in this video, I'm going to break down my exact routine that I've spent the last 4 or 5 years coming up with, from workouts to cardio to meal choices. And the best part is that you don't have to sacrifice food, fun, or your social life to make this work. So first up, my training routine. I don't do crazy HIIT workouts or insane amounts of cardio. I just focus on the things that I know work. I aim to do 5 strength training workouts per week, but sometimes my body isn't feeling it and I'll just stick to 4. I never do more than 3 leg days in a week, and I always make sure to have at least a 2-day rest period between training the same muscle group. So here's a breakdown of my weekly split. Starting out Monday with my main focus, which is glutes and hamstrings. I start with an isolation warm-up, which is hamstring curls, because hamstrings are my priority. And then I follow that up with some hip thrusts, some RDLs, and a unilateral squatting movement, which right now is a reverse lunge. Tuesday is shoulders and triceps day, and I want to remind you that training shoulders will not make you bulky. I train them for arm definition and strength. Priority areas always come first, so I start with compounds and then I finish with accessories like lateral raises and front raises and tricep extensions. Wednesday is quad day, which is my arch nemesis. It always starts with a quad focused squatting movement. I typically choose pendulum squat or the hack squat, and then I follow that up with single leg press. And if this isn't killing you, then you're doing it wrong. Leg extensions and the adductor machine. After that, I will typically either take a rest day or I will do back day, which is my lowest priority muscle group. Back is my dominant muscle group, so I keep it super simple. Just a lat pull down, seated row, and some bicep curls to finish it off. Finally, my last workout of the week is my glute isolation day. I try to keep the weights lighter and higher rep, and I focus more on engagement than pushing myself with weight. I always start out with a back squat or a sumo deadlift, and then I go into some B stance hip thrusts, the abduction machine, some kickbacks, and finally some glute hyperextensions. When it comes to training core, weighted abs are the key. I only pick 2 ab exercises and I repeat them twice a week. Right now that is hanging leg raises and decline sit-ups. Cardio and rest days. My goal on rest days is simple: hit 10,000 steps. I do not do a whole bunch of stretching, but I wish I stretched more, so if you have time, do it. On to the part that we've all been waiting for, food. What you eat is 80% of the equation. I've done extreme dieting before and it never lasts. You always bounce back. There's always some sort of mental repercussions from it. Instead, I like to focus on high protein meals that keep me full, keep me satisfied, and keep my digestion good. I don't cut out carbs, I don't cut out fat, I just eat in a way that fuels my workouts and keeps me satisfied. I'm currently traveling full-time, so I eat out a lot more than normal, but that doesn't mean I throw my goals out the window every time I eat out. Here's how I make smart choices while still enjoying food. First, I always look for high-protein options. Most restaurants have grilled meats, seafood, eggs, or even tofu, which are always a good start. Second, I balance my plate. If I'm eating out, I try to get some vegetables, a good protein source, and a good carb. Third, I don't stress about perfection. If I want to try something fried or higher calorie, I'll just adjust my meals earlier or later in the day to balance it out. It's all about moderation. Street food is also great, but I keep my eye on deep fried foods because I do not personally enjoy them. I always opt for grilled meats, fresh fruit, or rice-based dishes instead. When I'm home, I try to always make sure my kitchen is stocked with the essentials. It makes it way easier to eat well without overthinking it. My grocery list always includes lean proteins such as chicken, shrimp, or eggs, some healthy carb sources, rice, oats, sweet potatoes, or whole grain bread, some healthy fats, avocados, nuts, or olive oil. Finally, some vegetables and fruits, whatever's in season. Eating fresh fruit makes a huge difference, and honestly, I love fruit so much. It's better than candy in my opinion. And my grocery rule is that if I don't buy it, I won't snack on it, so I try to make sure to stock my fridge with things that support my goals. I don't do full-on meal prepping, but I do like to batch cook proteins and rice so meals come together quickly and I don't have a chance to eat out or eat something unhealthy. For snacks, I like to keep it simple: protein shakes, a piece of fruit and peanut butter, or cottage cheese. If I know I'll have a busy week, I make sure that I have some grilled chicken, some cooked steak in the fridge. I would highly recommend preparing breakfast like overnight oats if you're tempted to skip breakfast, so that you always have a healthy and fast meal in the fridge. How I avoid late night cravings and mindless snacking. I have a very big tendency to snack mindlessly, especially when I'm working from home, but now I try to make sure I'm actually full from my meals. This is true, but I'm currently eating cereal out of a cup, and this is my third cereal cup of the afternoon, and I just ate lunch 2 hours ago, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. If I crave something late at night, I try to ask myself, am I hungry or am I just bored, which is easier said than done, but I'm slowly improving at it. And if I'm actually hungry, I will try to have a healthy snack. I also try not to keep unhealthy things in my house because I know that if it's here, then I will eat it. So it's better for me to only buy things that support my goals. Healthy habits and daily movement. One of the simplest but most effective ways to stay active is to build movement into your day naturally. Instead of thinking of walking as a separate workout, I treat it as a core part of my daily routine, which means structuring my day around movement whenever possible. If I'm heading to the gym, I'll walk there instead of taking a bike or taxi, and this way I'm adding extra movement without even thinking about it. If my destination is a little too far, I'll walk at least halfway and then grab a ride for the rest of the way. Another trick I use to keep myself motivated is pairing walking with small rewards. If I know I need to walk somewhere, I'll plan a treat along the way, like stopping for a coffee halfway to the gym. That little reward keeps me looking forward to the walk instead of seeing it as a chore, but this can also go a little overboard if you don't use it wisely. Walking is also my go-to way to explore new places. Not only does this help me stay active, but it also lets me discover hidden spots I'd never see otherwise. It turns movement into an experience rather than just another thing to check off my list. Over time, these small habits add up and make a big difference in overall activity levels. Staying consistent in the gym really comes down to 3 things for me. First is progress. I need to see changes, whether it's getting stronger, hitting new PRs, or just looking in the mirror and noticing that extra bit of muscle definition. Second, I remind myself that fitness isn't just a phase, it's something that evolves with me. There are times when I'm locked in, training 5 days a week, pushing my limits, and then there are times when I take a step back, maybe focusing more on movement and feeling good rather than strict goals. But no matter what era of life I'm in, fitness will always have its place. And lastly, I know by now that if I'm not having fun, I won't stick with it. The workouts that I actually look forward to are the ones I stay consistent with. I know that if I'm enjoying the process, I won't even have to think about staying consistent. It'll just happen. At the end of the day, my exact routine might not work for you, but feel free to take the structure, use it as inspiration, and use it to reach your summer goals. You got this. If you enjoyed this video and hopefully learned something from it, make sure to like and subscribe for more fitness and food content. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.